Get it? And shout out to my niggas with the players. 20 bears, rain dance. We can do the rain check and we can make plans. Pop it, show it, rock it, know that killers, fucking rollers. Time to go, pop, stop it, smoking barrels, stopping lower. Down is lower, trying to find it lower. We think I'm moving out the window, I got them over. None around the corner, none of them up the block and over. Some I even stop the smoking when it's time to go. My shit, be over. My fans for love, create, explore, expand, come forth. I can't, I score, I can't, I score, I praise, support, I break, before, I take, I slide, I take.
In Web3, it's going down. Hello all and welcome all. I'm your host Lou, and today we have a jam-packed show for you with a great special guest.
Yo, hello everybody and welcome everybody. I am fired up. My vocal cords are ready to go. Oh my God, I love doing these spaces just one day a week, 1 hour a week with my incredible co-host, JPEG. This is episode 37. We haven't missed the episode. We haven't missed a Thursday yet. Shout out RugRadio. We fucking love you. You already know I got some red tape to break it down with you with some rules, okay? So some important facts, whether you're listening live or you're listening back, baby. So this show goes for 1 hour with the first half dedicated to our special guest. Thank you for showing up on time today. We love you for that. But the second half, anybody want to come up, contribute respectfully. We love you for doing that. If you're enjoying the content, you already know what to do. Hit that bottom chat, like the room, retweet it, but only if you're feeling the space, because I'm here for genuine, organic, loving, and vibing, and we love you for that. We understand not everyone can join. Hit the button. Their fingers are in stuff, so you can listen back. You can write a question in the chat. My incredible co-host, JPEG, will read it back. We'll ask your question. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the entities they represent. Cool. Red tape out of the way. Let's fucking go. JPEG, how are you doing today, my beautiful co-host?
Hey, I'm doing really good. I'm just still recovering because we had such a crazy good summer day in the city yesterday. We went and supported some clones in our community, and we went to their opening event for Democratize.
Hell yeah. Shout out Democratize. Our special guest today is shakkablood. Hold tight, shakkablood. We're going to give you a warm welcome. You're going to come off that mic soon. JPEG is pinning stuff. We are live via YouTube, so you can go check us out. I'm wearing my clone filter on my face. My shirt's a little, look, I got an old shirt. Yo, if anybody wants to send me some new swag out here, this is what it's here for. I'm your billboard. That's what we're here. Okay, with that, let me give a warm welcome to our guest, Shakka, who clearly is talented, well-known in the space, known for doing Hyperworld. Reached out to this person, how they cross-pollinated with the CloneX community, doing incredible 3D animations for us. And with that, I had to jump up in their DM, but I already saw this project when I came in the bowl. But there was so much going on and so much that we can relate to. And I've listened to a couple of your spaces. Shit, you live in spaces, Shakka. I see you out there as an incredible founder, and you just like jumped out of the car from 9 hours. Am I right? Welcome to the show.
Yo. Usually I would be more energetic, but I'm kind of delirious. First of all, thank you for having me. I just drove from Baltimore to Dover, New Hampshire. It was supposed to be like a 7.5 hour drive. It's like 10 hours. So I kind of feel like Orlando Bloom's dad in Pirates of the Caribbean when he's like a crustacean attached to the ship and he just like peels himself off the walls. So that's pretty much me in my car seat. But besides that, I'm good to go.
Thank you so much, Shakka, for taking the time. I mean, shit, you were just out on the West Coast, I believe. So you're hopping on planes, hopping in cars. Soon you'll be on a train. So yeah, with that, I just want to back it up here. You know, you're based out of Baltimore. The DMV shouted out, I'm here from the 804. So can we go back before you even heard of blockchain, before you even heard of Ethereum? Because you were putting pen to paper way back.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually just got back into commission work like a month ago, and I finished this commission piece for an EDM artist for like a EP cover last night at like 1 a.m, which is hilarious because I was just leaving. But yeah, all my shit started from the EDM world. Like I was making like artwork on Tumblr and learning 3D, and then I was making like and I got into like branding because I do a lot of like logo work and Illustrator work. I that's why I write 3D generalist as my tag, because I do 3D. I started up on Photoshop. I started with Illustrator. I did like logos, branding. I worked in an agency, did marketing for that kind of stuff. And now I'm kind of going back into some old commission work because the NFT space is it's a little slower time right now. You know what I mean? So it's like I might as well dip my feet and do some other 3D stuff on the side that isn't just like Rabbit and Hopper related, because that's all I've been doing for 2.5 years. So it's like it's gonna get a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I went deep in your Instagram. Everybody should go back to this Instagram. I actually love your Instagram. It's a cool progression, kind of how you came onto that platform and to where you are now. I went all the way back to your first post, and it was cool to see that you were actually putting ink on paper, and then you got into 3D and doing CG art. How did you make that transition?
Dude, I think it's crazy right now. 3D is like massive, and you can kind of say it's like usually 3D is daunting because you see like commercial work done in movies and stuff, and you're like, how the fuck can I do that? There's no way I'm gonna pick up Blender and like do something that you find in a movie. But with even with the Clonex files they put out, and even going like the artifact tutorials where they talk about how to rig, like I think 3D has become so much more accessible. Where right now it's kind of easier to just kind of pick up and start. But back then, like when I was doing like 3D work in the EDM scene, there was like me and like two other people were the only ones doing it. So I realized like, dude, I gotta digitize my work. I can't be just like drawing doodles with a pen. Like I need to kind of like, make money, grow like a client base, make cool stuff. Like I can't make amateur work. I look back at my old stuff that I did with Photoshop. I used to do like Kid Cudi photo manipulation pieces, ASAP Rocky pieces. I did weird alien stuff. And I was like, dude, I can't draw for shit. I can't illustrate. What's my next option? And it was literally just 3D. So, yeah, man, I fucking love 3D. It's crazy when I see 2D illustrators making the coolest stuff. I'm always like, dude, I'm so jealous. I wish I could draw, but I suck. I'm not good.
I feel the same way. I absolutely suck at drawing. I cannot get depth to save my life. All my shit I draw still to this day looks a little cartoony. There's a couple drawings where like there was some depth there, and I'm like, holy shit, I think I have those saved still. When was Instagram the first time you actually started posting your artwork online?
Yeah, dude, I think I did a little bit on Tumblr back in the day. I ended up deleting my Tumblr because I was like, I actually went back on it a couple months ago, and I was like, dude, this is embarrassing. What the hell was I doing? 2009 Shaka was just such an embarrassment. But yeah, Instagram, man, like Instagram until Twitter, honestly, until NFTs, I think Twitter was like not the place for art, right? Instagram was like the titan. Like I remember like growing my Instagram following was like the number one goal. Like get my images up there, show up on the explore page. All these people are commenting, but like the disconnect of conversation with other artists and people that love your work was just like not like it just didn't work well on Instagram. I think it still does not work well. I mean, the amount of like weird DMs and like fake comments that you get is just insane. So I shifted to Twitter, but yeah, Instagram was usually like the number one. Now it's kind of like I kind of regret it. I don't know if anyone else has the same problem, but like reposting work on Instagram is like such a hassle for me right now. I got to keep reminding myself to do it. So yeah.
I know Jay will definitely have something to add to that later as she's like moving her fingers around, because it's something we literally talk about all the time. So Jay, if you could pin that, because I know you definitely want to talk about that. Yeah, you mentioned EDM music, right? I saw that you were an Electric Forest person, and I love my Electric Forest festy people.
Oh,
I love my kids. I used to work at a head shop, you know what I mean? So I kept all of my guys heady with that glass. And then, I was actually working in the shop while all the older guys got to go to the fest. They're like, sorry, you got to sit here. We got to put you through college. So how much has music actually influenced your art along the way?
Dude, you see like rap covers, right? It's usually like the rapper's face, and then sorry, I might have gotten disconnected. So usually with kind of the same general look, right? It's like you don't even see that much 3D. When you go to EDM, the EDM world, dude, I mean, I've gotten commissions of like robots and dragons and like crazy shit where to this point, I'm a little exhausted from doing stuff like that. And a lot of my current clients now are like old ones that let me completely creative direct, and I have such a good time doing it. But dude, back in the day, like it was like gold skulls, chains, like coins, trap music, all this crazy 3D stuff. And I was so much in the scene where like I would get free tickets from artists that I would work for. I ended up like I probably made over like 400 covers altogether in the past 10 years for the EDM world. And just being pushed to do random stuff. Like I've commissioned so many artworks where I slowly started to learn 3D that way. Like I didn't really learn 3D through tutorials. Like I'm a slow learner when it comes to that kind of stuff. I have to try it out myself. I can't, and I also use this single monitor my entire life. So like I couldn't have like one tutorial on one screen and then work on the other. I'm like the least efficient artist in the world. But yeah, man, like it really shaped my client base. Like I grew a following on Instagram through the EDM world. Like I probably worked for like 2 rappers ever. Like I didn't even work in the rap scene. Like so the EDM world like really cultivated my skills and gave me a following. Honestly, after NFTs, I really don't dabble with the scene as much anymore. And I feel like it's not that I'm getting older, but like I feel like, I just feel like I don't relate too much to the scene anymore. So I just kind of chill on Spotify and go to shows every once in a while. But yeah, man, if it wasn't for that, I don't know how my 3D career would be right now, to be honest.
It's a good thing you're growing, and I would love to see the Rolodex of all 400 album covers that you've done. I just love going back to seeing artists and how they progress. We did such a good job there, Shaka. We got everything out of the way in the first 10 minutes. So now let's dive into the Web3 part of this. How did you get involved into Web3 before you launched Hoppers? And then how did you get to launching Hoppers in December 2021?
Yes, this actually ties so much into the EDM world. So this is, I'll say like this. So like 2020, at the end of 2020, this dude named Please and Thank You. I don't know if you guys know who this is. PLSTY is his producer tag. He's a musician, so he hit me up. I think it might have been, I don't know when Foundation came out. I feel like not Foundation. I think it was Foundation. Came out so long ago, and he showed me NFTs, and I could not comprehend what the hell an NFT was. I think it was like a multiple edition. It wasn't like a one of one. He was like, dude, you just like mint your piece and you sell a bunch of editions for all this money, blah, blah, blah. And I literally was like, this is a scam, not doing it. So he hit me up in like the beginning of 2021 to do a bunch of super rare pieces for him because he was on super rare. So I think we did 4 pieces. The art was all mine. He just put his music in there. It was under his name. My name was just like super small in the bio of each art piece. I think a bunch of like prominent people collected our work. I know you guys remember 888 Crypto, that guy that I don't know what happened to him. I think he might have scammed people, but like in the beginning, he was like a massive collector. He ended up collecting one of my pieces. A couple other really big collectors collected my stuff on super rare. But I felt like bummed out because like my name, like I made the art, but his name was attached to it, so no one knew who shakkablood was, and it was a huge blow for me. Like I needed to make something that was mine, right? So yeah, I started on super rare with him. I sold some stuff on Maker's Place. Then I jumped into Tezos because I couldn't sell anything, and I realized like, damn, everyone's making a bunch of money off PFPs and focusing on like an actual character. So tying back into the EDM world, I did a character for an artist named Wheatman in like 2019. If you guys know who that is, WHETHEN, I believe. And I made him this hopper head. I didn't call it a hopper at the time. It was just supposed to be called the Wheathen. And the client like kind of dropped me. His manager was actually a friend of mine in high school. He kind of like dumped me, didn't pay me for my work. We had a little bit of a falling out. I ended up throwing this hopper head into the vault for 2 years. And then when I was on Tezos, I brought it out of the vault and I made it into the hopper character. Sold out like 4 different drops on Tezos, moved into one of ones onto Rarible, and I sold out I think 4 generation drops. The first and second drops made like more revenue than I've ever made in my entire life. Probably would take me 10 years at the time to do commission work to make that kind of make that kind of money. And it was like the glory days of NFTs, like 2021 to 22, that like insane bull. Like Ethereum was up, everybody was collecting art for the art. There was no such thing as like an influencer on Twitter and stuff like that. It was honestly the glory days. But yeah, that's literally my trajectory. And then after that, 2020, at the end of 2021, I took the one of one hoppers, took off the O and the E from the name, and made it HPPRS for hoppers, and that became the general umbrella term for the character. And dropped the generative, sold out, and that's where we ended up here. So that was kind of like the beginning trajectory of NFTs for me.
Wow, I love that. And you're still here. Thank you for staying with us and sticking it with us, Shaka. We appreciate you for that. So there's four projects, right? 5 and then Pixels. Is there 6 altogether under the White Rabbit Corporation?
Yes. So we have hoppers, and then we have like some other side collections that are like one of ones that weren't in the generative collection, and then we have like a hoppers bounty, which is like airdrop for people. The pixel hoppers are actually not their own collection. They're I don't even know the actual term behind it, but they're attached to the metadata, so you can toggle back and forth between like 3D and 2D on OpenSea and our website. So we pretty much like airdrop just a free pixel version of everyone's hopper to their wallet. And besides that, we have the Packer drones, which was another collection that we dropped, which was like supposed to be the rival for the hoppers. People could either mint that or burn hoppers to get those, and we actually didn't mint a lot of them, but the community turned out an insane amount of hoppers, and we think we burned like over 1,000 hoppers. So we now have around 2,000 Packer drones. So yeah, those are the main collections. We have like the one of ones on Rarible, we have the generative collection of hoppers, and then we have the generative collection of Packer drones as like the main 3 hub for hoppers.
That's incredible. All right, if you guys are just tuning in, I always have a surprise for you. I love to give back to my audience. I love to support you. I just went and bought a hopper, and I'm going to give it away. So if you could just retweet, like the space, we're going to do a Twitter picker at the end to give away this hopper. We're going to give it to a good home. I fucking love artists. I support artists. This isn't just an artist. This is a founder. He might as well call himself a Spaces host as well as that, a brand ambassador, customer service rep. You're doing a lot, Shaka. Again, I appreciate you showing up on time. We appreciate you just hitting all those I's and dotting all those T's. Yeah, I did that backwards because I'm dyslexic and I keep it on brand. And that's how we do here at RugRadio.
Dude, me too. So, me too.
Right? You too?
Yes.
I love it. Yo, ice cream. That's the only word, right? Or no, I'm sorry, race car. That's it. Race car. That's the only word we get right. Race car. That's the one. So again, I just bought a hopper. Please retweet, like the space. We're going to give this away to one lucky winner at the end of the space because Shaka has been putting in mad overtime. For real. This person ran 2 spaces yesterday and shouted us out in the spaces. We appreciate you doing that because like we're not getting paid for this. We're doing it because we love it. Yes, we have other jobs. We're hustlers out here. Okay, getting back on track here. Okay, your community. You have a really great community that loves you and they support you and they actually keep pushing you. They're like, yo, we're here for you. We're going to keep doing it. There's probably a lot of people that are just sitting on the sidelines holding, just waiting. So you mentioned something recently about how you're going to like look into the relationship with the community and the collections of hoppers going forward. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so like I think, and I can honestly speak for a lot of other projects, probably on the same like line as we are, right? I mean, you always hear about like the S tier projects, the blue chips. Like you don't really ever hear about like maybe the smaller projects like us that are I don't even want to use the word building, but are actually like trying to really build a brand without having the cushion of a massive community that is just supporting the project because of bags. And you know, of course, I want value to go up and for us to grow and grow and grow. But there's something to say about a community and a bunch of people that show up every day because they see something in the project that isn't necessarily like financial. And it's not that that's not an important thing. Of course, that's a freaking super important thing in the space. But as like the community does know, like we are going so hard at growing our brand and our character of the hoppers and visibility and the content And like I've gotten a bunch of comments from the community lately. It's like really happy about the way we've been doing things and trying to make sure that like we are always on the fucking timeline. Like that's just been my buddy Rare Shoe. He says he's been taking a kind of a break from going on Twitter lately, but he's like, every time I get on to say GM, I just see 1,000 hopper posts. He's like, I don't know how to get away from it, which is what I want. Like that's that's my main goal. But yeah, what I said in the space yesterday, I think I know what you're referring to is like, I think we are always so focused in on what we're working on and what the next move is. And a lot of the stuff we're doing right now is in the background, like the pixel hopper stuff. I don't think people even knew we were doing it until maybe 2 weeks before we dropped it. And that was like something that took us like 3 months. So I realized like, I think we focus a little too hard on what we're trying to do in the future. And I definitely do want to kind of shift more into community and make sure that we know that like, hey guys, I know we check in every single day and we drop announcements and stuff, but like, besides that, like we are chilling and watching what you guys are doing and posting and, still on the Discord, still in the group chat. We just brought 420 Dad onto the team, I think a month ago, and he's been just killing it running poker games and stuff like that to make sure people are active. We've been giving out like codes, carrot codes, for our marketplace, so people can actually like redeem NFTs for essentially free for soft staking their Hopper universe items on the website. And we have Mata down there who's been like really helping us with socials. I know like the community, you guys can tell like the Hopper's account has been way more active lately. And Mata has just been like killing it, setting up posts and making sure that our content is free flowing and like people see our stuff. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I just ran around in a circle with that question, but I hope
You're doing
it.
great, Shaka. You just ran up the East Coast for 9 hours. We again appreciate you coming in, man.
Thank you.
You're also working on rigged files, right, for holders?
Yeah, so I'm actually I'm working with a CloneX guy. I have experience rigging files, and I have like you guys have been seeing the toys that I've been putting up. You guys also saw some like the 3D full body hopper stuff I've put out. But I really wanted to hire an outside artist using like references and the models that I provide to kind of rig a hopper file for us. And my whole plan is okay, let me reverse back to this. When I dropped hoppers back in 2021, like 3D rigged files was not like a thing. Like I didn't even know that people wanted that out of their NFT projects. I saw like Mechaverse drop and I was like, oh shit, that's amazing 3D. It's all rendered within one little thing. It's not like PNGs layered. But then I was like, I didn't realize that like, damn, people might want a full 3D file. And if you look at the Hopper collection, like outside the camera, the bodies are cut in half. There's no bottom half. A lot of the t-shirts are cut in half. So I would have to spend a lot of money and time to like re-render and remake the entire generative collection. So it's funny, Kuro's down there. We were in a Twitter space one day, and he was like, dude, why don't you just get a rigged file for a hopper? It could just be one rigged file. You can add as many t-shirt textures to it. You can add a bunch of different pants. You can add a bunch of different shoes. Honestly, every month we could do like limited edition clothing items and traits that we can add for the public to use. And we're going to put out a completely free, open to public hopper rigged file. And yeah, our main goal, I mean, we talked about this yesterday. Like my main goal is like brand awareness and brand visibility and just content. And I know you guys saw me doing CloneX stuff, and it was very planned out why I kind of dabbled with CloneX files, and it's very strategic why I kind of dabbled with the Azuki gang a week ago. I'm trying my absolute best to dip the Hoppers brand into communities that really love art and really love content. And definitely when we get this rigs file, I'm going to send it to a bunch of CloneX people. I already know a bunch of people would be super happy to mess with the file. And I know a lot of creatives in the Hoppers community will be super happy to do it. And honestly, it's free guerrilla marketing. Like the community and people are using the image of the Hopper, and whatever they do with it, as long as it's not illegal, it's fine by me. And as long as they don't, resell it, like do whatever you want with it. I'm pumped to see Hopper content that doesn't come from my fingertips, because I feel like people have already seen enough shit from me. I would love to see what other people can do with the IP. So Yeah.
I can't agree more to everything you just said there. I loved all that. Give these people the ingredients they need, you know what I mean? And then they'll add their little flavor to it. I mean, it's literally like cooking. Like, we're all using salt and pepper. It's just like how you use it and like how your methods. And I love that. I would love the files. Please let us get those files. I mean, you also are hiring a 2D artist too. And like with that, I'm the timekeeper. I got 5 more minutes alone with Shaka up here. And then I'm going to open it up to anybody who wants to come up here, ask some questions, because that's what I love to do. I love to have other people come up here and get that little time with somebody up here when sometimes they don't have that normal time in other bigger spaces. So, man, oh yeah, IRL events. You talked a lot about branding and IP, and I actually love it that, oh man, one of the things that you shared, Shaka, and I'm just like, oh, this is my bro right here. You said you got snuck into a Pudgy Penguins event. And then you saw a Pudgy Penguins hoodie, and then you're just like, here's my credit card. Like, tell me why it was so easy for you to make that decision, not holding any assets of that project.
Dude, can I just say, you have done your research, and this is probably the most research any host has ever done for me, which is fucking amazing. Like, I've been on a bunch of spaces, and to hear you to say all this stuff is really awesome. I'm freaking shocked that this is not a standard for Twitter Spaces, and you've done a great job. But yeah, Pudgy Penguins, man. I was in NFT NYC. I was with a bunch of people that like knew the members of Pudgy Penguins or had Pudgy Penguins, and I was like, guys, if I can't get it, I'm just gonna sit outside in front of the line like an idiot, vaping and just kicking rocks. But I think I mentioned this with one of the staff members or one of the team members at Pudgy. They didn't laugh, but I somehow got in. I forgot what it was. Maybe someone screenshot a ticket. But yeah, man, I walked by their merch, and I'm a huge fan of physicals. I love hoodies and t-shirts. I love streetwear. I love toys. And almost probably more than I love digital assets. So it's like when I walked in there and I saw their hoodies, I literally gave the guy my credit card and I was like, dude, give me one of these hoodies. I have the hoodie right now in my back seat. And it just shows like I didn't know anything about Pudgy at the time. I knew they were expanding their IP. This is before they dropped the plushie announcement, I think. Like I didn't know anything about it. Dude, just seeing their sweater and I literally touched the quality, I immediately bought it. So, and I was like, okay, so what does Pudgy's have that Hoppers doesn't have? And obviously there's, a larger holder base, et cetera, et cetera. You can talk about a bunch of things. We're completely different brands, different projects. But the idea of like physicals and growing outside of Web3 into Web2 is something that like I think is very important. I may not be the most intellectually advanced person when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I know that I saw the image of the Pudgy Penguin and I replaced it with a Hopper, and I replaced all the branding at their event with Hopper branding, and I realized like this is not something that's far away from what we could do. We are like such a powerful brand, and like from anything from the branding to the logo to the brand guidelines to the content we put out there to the characters to the colors we use, like it's just such a powerful brand identity in the space, to the point where I want to dip my feet into clothing and toys and stuff like that. So, I know a lot of people are following the kind of like the IP direction that Pudgy Penguins is taking, but I really had a kind of awakening where I was like, I have to shift Hoppers towards this direction. I think everything that everyone thinks has worked in the NFT scene has kind of flipped upside down. And it's so funny when people say, what is the only utility? It's just bags going up, which is like the most common thing people say now. And it's true. It's like, if that's all that's worth with your project and you don't even have like a powerful brand to stand behind, like what really are you? So that's kind of been our shift in the past 4 or 5 months. I think the Hoppers community has like noticed this shift. We've been posting a lot of like merch items and clothing and 2D Hoppers, and we're going to do the rig files where I'm actually working on a toy figurine that I didn't really want to announce, but we're working on something like that that's going to be in production soon. And yeah, man, we're just going to go hard on the IP. I mean, what we have, which is super important, is the Hoppers image. And whether that's 2D pixel Hoppers or 3D Hoppers or rigged files or toys or a clothing brand or licensing the IP to other places, like I think that is what's going to blow up this project from where we are now, pretty much.
I find that absolutely incredible. Just like your Tumblr, you learned how to like move and pivot and grow, and that's how we do it. I mean, shit, I hated my Tumblr back in the day too, you know. And you're learning how to move, and I think your brand is incredible. I think the way it stands out, you know, all like you dropped the little jacket teasers. Everybody was going crazy for that. I mean, I know when I'm going to these events, I want to be wearing the NFT stuff. If you guys want to request stuff, ask our beautiful guests some questions, throw some flowers, hit that request button. Come on up here. Please do it. Don't forget, we're doing a giveaway. Like, retweet the room. That's all you got to do. You don't got to tag anybody. You just got to be here, be present. We love you for that. I think you've already answered this question on the timeline. Do even founders have FOMO? Because you made some moves over the last few days. How do you feel about
them? Which kind of FOMO? Oh, the Uzuki stuff?
Yeah.
So, off the record, guys, off the record. So I think, okay. You know, people can look at the blockchain. It was a big, painful hit to do the move that I made, but it's less of the financial part, but more of the we're working on something that we kind of hinted at yesterday in the spaces, and we can't really talk about what we're doing, but it involves assets, and it kind of shifted the trajectory of what we're working on. So that's the only thing that I'm kind of FOMOing. I'm like, shit, I wish they didn't drop that the way they did. And, you know, I think I was in like the hype environment of Vegas, and everyone was like super cool. And the Azuki community, so freaking awesome. Branding's amazing. Their merch was also amazing. There's a lot of stuff that I learned from going to that event about them and how we can kind of bring that back into Hoppers. I'm not afraid to say, like, it's okay to copy what works in the space and bring it back to your project. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. To think that, like, Hoppers are the first people to drop toys would be an insane thing to say, right? Because a lot of projects have done that. But it's okay, man. Like, you just, whatever, if something works in the space, do it. That's just something that, you know, I kind of want to start doing more often.
I love it that you're benchmarking off people. Why not? This space is so unforgiving. Sandman said this in a space last night, and I had to quote him because I feel him. He said, there's no mulligans in this space. And I feel that. It's like no one can like mess up. Nobody can like trip up. And honestly, like as any young entrepreneur out there, fail fast, fail better. It actually saves you a lot of time and money in the long run. Hyper Real, how are you doing today? Thank you for coming over here, and thank you for all you're doing for the Mechaverse community. Love you.
Hey, Boo, good to hear from you, my guy. Yeah, I was actually hosting a space with Shaka yesterday. You know, can never get too much with this guy. But I did have a question because we were talking about EDM earlier in this space and in my space, and I wanted to come back to it a little bit. I have two questions. First, what genre of EDM is something you bump to? And two, do you ever see yourself bringing in that background of EDM you had where you're, you know, doing covers and stuff and you're a personal like passion for the music? Do you ever see that in being implemented into the Hoppers project in any way?
Yeah, so I'm gonna answer the first one. Right now, lately, I think consistently I've been really into, I don't know if you know Judah Deep, which is like,
yeah.
That's just been my absolute favorite. I think I've just like the trajectory of the genre and the scene. I've just ended up becoming to love that kind of music. But when I made the Hopper helmet, it looks pretty similar to the Dead Mouse helmet. If you guys, you know what his helmet looks like. And in the very beginning stages of me dropping a Hoppers project, I think I was dropping one on Maker's Place. I Discord messaged Dead Mouse on Discord. And I did not expect him to respond, and he ended up talking to me for 45 minutes through DMs. And it wasn't like me being a fanboy and like keeping the conversation going. This guy literally was going off on paragraphs talking about NFTs and about brand and about different directions that I can go with the art. And I was like, what the heck is going on, dude? I've never had a guy ever talk like this. 45 minutes go by. At the end, he was like, dude, send me your stuff when you make them. Let me know how it is. And then after that, I we never talked again. I think I DM'd him about Hoppers, but I've had a lot of people at the Azuki event be like, bro, make a helmet, make the Hoppers helmet, and have like famous producers and DJs wear it on stage. I know, I think for Trippy Toads, I think, because it was run by a couple people in the EDM scene, they had a bunch of branding at shows and stuff like that. I know Bored Ape did it too. But I think when it comes to blending like EDM and hoppers, I think really getting a helmet made and like paying, DJs to wear it. Because I have like some connections in the space. I do a bunch of art, especially for I do a lot of art for like dubstep people and everything like that. But I do have a lot of connections that are super random in the space that I could always, see what I could do with the helmet. But yeah, I think that's definitely a move. I don't know how much it costs to do something custom like that, or who I would hit up, or anything like that. But yeah, I think that there's something there.
Definitely. I love to hear it, man. Really appreciate you taking the time to answer my questions. Boo, keep on doing a good job with hosting spaces. Love your energy as always. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and listen. Thank you
Bro,
again.
also,
Don't go yet. Don't go
Okay,
yet.
okay.
I'm gonna throw it on you. I'm gonna throw a question at you.
For sure.
When fucking Hopper and Mechaverse collabo,
We actually low-key already did one, huh? We did one for the Packers drone.
Yup.
It was a dope piece. Our founder Mete went ahead and collabed on the one of one Packer drone. If anyone can go ahead and find that and pin it up, or just DM it to me.
Please. And please go ahead, feel free to pin up your spaces from yesterday up there too. It's all about
for sure.
Hyperreal's coming out here on the East Coast soon, and we're gonna be linking up because that's what we're doing. We're building up bridges, baby. Jay,
let me know. I talked to Hyper yesterday. If we're ever doing something in the city, please let me know. I'll come up because it's not that far
100%.
away from me. And we hit some galleries, or I don't know, shoot the shit.
Dude, I would love it. I'd love to meet up with all of y'all. I'm super excited for my move out there. So yeah, take care, guys. Oh, there it is. There's the fucking collab. Yeah, that shit was super dope. I loved it. We gotta do. See, here's the thing with the collabs, right? Like people in the NFT space usually do like one collab and then like you call it, right? But I'm trying to move into a mindset where it's like, all right, we can do long-term collabs. We can, do series editions of certain ideas and stuff. And what that's going to look like is going to be experimenting a lot, but I like the idea of continuing to have a good relationship with, artists and founders who are really looking to make an impact in the space. And continue to just explore like, hey, how can we like merge our worlds together? It's kind of like what I feel like the whole idea of the metaverse is about, right? It's merging ideas, creations together and doing it respectfully. And I think this Packer drone was pretty dope.
I'm really glad I asked the question because like this space is moving literally like beyond light speed every single minute, and I can't keep track of every single thing. So I'm so glad that you pinned that up at the top. I have some housekeeping with my co-host JPEG J. She's like, you've thrown a wrench in the system with this giveaway at the last second. I just love doing these surprises, y'all. So JPEG J, I need people to retweet the space, to like, and that's it, and just be in the space towards the end.
No, comment.
What? Comment.
Please
comment. Yeah, Jay, tell him, crack that whip. I love it, yo. She keeps me in line.
I'm cracking the whip on you. I'm not cracking the whip on anybody else.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Say something disgusting about me in the comments. Say something absolutely gross about me.
Yeah, Jay, were there any questions in the comments that anybody wanted to ask? Feel free to request up. Don't be shy down there. We're not just doing this for a giveaway. I want to learn more about shakkablood. Okay, Jay's going to leave me hanging because her fingers went wild with it. That's cool. We'll do that with that. We'll keep it running. I actually wanted to come down to the DMV because do you like eating, are you a seafood person, Shaka? Do you like eating blue crabs?
Bro, so I wasn't a crab dude. And like the first couple of times I did it, I'm like, dude, these guys are literally sticking their finger in like crustacean boogers. And it takes 20 minutes to open up a crab and get like an ounce of crab meat. But dude, there's something addicting about it. I don't know. I'm like craving lately. I've been craving it. I'm like, dude, let's get some crabs. I really want to try crawfish because I've never had that before, and I know that's kind of like a South thing. But Yeah, I feel like I'm missing out. But yeah, crab's great, dude. You got to come down here.
I know a place in the city where they fly in live crawfish every single day in New York. So we can just put that on the tab to hang out because these IRL events are important. And with that, I want to ask, what do you think could be like changed to like improve IRL events? You know, because like we went to an event yesterday, we loved it. You know, however, it gets a little loud in there with the music. You know what I mean? Like the drinks, like we start yelling at each other because we've had a few drinks. And then I'm like, oh, I don't even know how to network and connect at that point. You know, what do you think could help that?
Dude, I went to the best IRL event I've ever been to, and I will tell you who it was. So I've been to a bunch. Alien Friends, Art Basel. They rented out I think it was Art Basel. They rented out a arcade, indoor arcade, but also outdoor. They had like little cabanas. Music was not loud at all. I had conversations with like 100 people. We sat outside, all 6 of us, talking about like hoppers and different stuff we could do. The music wasn't loud. They had like a photo booth. That was probably the best event I've ever been to NFT wise, not including the hoppers event that we had. Because it's just like, yeah, man, like the ones with like loud music, you're like crammed in a bar. Who's having conversations at those places? And like, obviously alcohol is usually involved, but when you have alcohol involved with like loud music and like it's crammed, you can't really network at all. But Alien Friends is amazing, man. Like me and the Shekinah was there too. She's down there, like, and a bunch of my friends, like we sat around like talking. It's stuff like that is fun because if you want to like go and play arcade games and you know like do stuff like that, you still can, but you can still have conversations. So I think Alien Friends at Art Basel is probably the best one for sure.
Wow, people come up on our show all the time and just sing and praise Alien Friends. Yo, Alien Friends, if you're out there, I guess we got to get you up here. We got to get you an interview, you know, with the team and all that. Seriously, like Alien Friends really doing it out there. Have you guys collabed with Alien Friends yet?
So we actually haven't, but I did meet Sean when I was there, and I know Vasya and MJ down there who are like massive hoppers people. They've been around. They used to be my consiglieres. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. But they're huge in the Alien Friends community, and a lot of the small ideas and even the marketplace and stuff like that. A lot of those ideas came from them experiencing it with Alien Friends and coming back to me and be like, hey, this really works. The community likes it. Maybe we should try something like that with hoppers. And yeah, that's so. I respect the project a lot. They've been around for a while and they are kicking it real hard. And I've even seen some stupid, shitty fun from people on Twitter about them. And I'm like, bro, do you see any other project out there going just as hard as we are, like on socials and content and community and all that kind of stuff? So I have a ton of respect for them.
I do too. They're brand builders. They're building IP like you. They understand the importance of that and how to just, you know, be chill and just keep doing your own thing and don't worry about the waves out there. I'm going back to boring questions since my audience wants to be shy today. It's all cool with that. How many people are currently on the Hoppers team?
The community is probably so sick of hearing me speak. It's like 2 days in a row. So right now it's I'm to me just founder guy that has my freaking tentacles in literally everything and super annoying. And then we have Stone, who's running the Hoppers account, who's literally my right hand guy. Love the dude. He started off as a partnerships, but now he's become just pretty much like, I don't even know. You'd have to ask him what he is now, but he's amazing, man. Like he's in all my meetings with me, and we just do everything together. So it's we just have a good synergy. And then we have Matta down there who's running socials, technically head of socials, and then we have 420 Dad down there as well, who's in charge of community. So we don't really have a big team. We're pretty small, but honestly, like from my experience, you know, having a small little team like this, especially at the point that we're at right now with our project, is just good. I mean, like, if you need stuff done, they have a direct line to me. If I need stuff done, I have a direct line to them. We have our little Discord server where we chat every single day. So, yeah, man, that's us.
Yo, seriously, shout out to 420 Dad because I sent you a friend request in Discord just to be like, yo, Hopper's in the car. You might be a little late, so you might have to come up here and fill that dead air. Millie, thank you for coming up here. How are you today?
What the fuck? Why can't I talk?
I hear you.
Oh, hey, hi.
Hi.
How are you guys? I'm good. I'm really happy to be part of the team. Not the team, but the community. It's really great. I love the bunnies, super cute. I love all the hearts you guys have in there too. All like the little double things here are super adorable. But yeah, I really love the team.
Flowers all around. Can you hear Millie Shaka? Just doing
Yes. Sorry, I didn't know if you guys wanted to. First of all, I know you just got you and who's the other guy? I think Bullish, right?
Bullish Supreme, yeah.
Bullish Supreme, yes. It's I think I talked about this yesterday. It's so nice seeing new people on board on this project because it happens every once in a while, but I think not a lot of people are being onboarded these days. And seeing you guys come up and just you got a hopper from him, it's just great. So I'm glad that there's a community that's still growing and bringing in new people. So yeah,
I love that. With Bullish is coming up here. Bullish is going to jump in front of 420 Dad. What's up, Bullish?
Hey, what's going on, man? How's everyone doing today?
We're chilling.
What up?
Just eating some lunch here. Listening to the space. Shaka. Always killing it.
What you eating? Don't leave us hanging like that, Bullish.
Honestly, I'm embarrassed to tell you I'm eating Jack in the Box.
Let's go. Jack in the Box.
I thought you were going to say like Triscuits or something super dry.
Oh, hey. You leave my fucking wicker furniture crackers alone, motherfucker. I love Triscuits, bro.
Dude, cornucopia frisbees, that's what they're called.
My wife calls them wicker furniture and talks shit every time I eat them. I'm like, come on now. And I'm always high, so I'm chomping, like smacking my lips, just so fucking, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Bloody gums.
Oh my God. No, you sick fuck.
Yo, 420 Dad, you fit your fucking name. I never even thought of a Triscuit being a wicker. Oh my gosh, now.
Dude, totally. It's just a piece of wood that I like to chew on every once in a while.
It's like Wheaties, right? Isn't that the sugar side? You just
totally
throw it away.
Totally. Wheaties can kiss my ass though. It's so nasty. I don't even care.
Yo, thank you so much for being such an active person in the Discord. I appreciate you coming in there. I sent you a friend request, not to be a creep, just to have connection with the team.
Oh no, totally, dude. Yeah, no, I'll go accept it as soon as I see it for sure. I'll go get it right now.
Hell yeah. Fame, what's good? How are you today?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for bringing me up. I don't want to talk about my project or anything like that. I just really
don't do it. Don't chill. This
no,
is about hoppers and shaka blood, baby.
That's what I'm getting to. I love what you guys are doing. I just wanted to come up here and show my support. I've had a bunch of people really just come and shill me on what you guys are doing, and I love it. I think you guys are coming from a great place, and I just wanted to come up here and show my support, show my love. Anybody that's working within this space, doing physical product, and building in the bear, I think that's extremely important. I kind of caught one of you guys' recordings yesterday, and I just wanted to tell you guys are being noticed. There's a bunch of people talking about you, and that's what this space really needs. It's just good people out there doing the right thing, taking the time to build in the bear. So, if there's anything I can do for you, I'm here to support as much as possible. It's not about the project, it's not about any of that. I just love connecting with good people, and I like what you guys got going on. I'm not going to take up your time. I just wanted to come in here and say, keep up the great work. You guys are doing an amazing job. And I look forward to seeing what you guys are building. I definitely got to get involved and go grab up some hoppers. So appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you.
Thank you for the words, man. I honestly appreciate you feeding my ego super hard. But I just gave you a follow, so let's keep in touch, man.
Yeah, for sure. We'll definitely connect, man. I'll let you get back to it. Sorry, I didn't mean to come up.
No, Fame, you're good. I may be older. I follow back. I'm in your DM. But hey, let's clip that, ladies and gentlemen. At minute marker 48, Fame just came in there and did it exactly how you're supposed to do it. Thank you for not coming up here like a fucking used car salesman, Fame.
You know what I did? I went to his bio, instantly followed Insiders, and you know what? You didn't even have to shill because the shilling came directly from my brain.
Well, I think that's important, right? It has to come from a place of love, man. I think we're dealing with so much drama and so much tribalism. It just gets old, right? So I think, projects speak for themselves, but I think it's the connection with people that really matter. So, everything else will fall into place. but just showing support and being there for people and showing up, right? That's what's extremely important. So, just seeing you guys create within the space and doing it in the bear market, hats off to you. I understand, it's tough out here, and really just getting out there and in the trenches in the mud, and rocking out with good people. The ceiling is meant to be broken through, and you guys are doing it the right way. So I just love and respect that. That's really what this is about, So I definitely want to keep involved with you guys.
Thank you, Fame, so much. I got to be a timekeeper up here. I got 10 minutes left of the show. 10 minutes left. We only do this for an hour because goddamn people can be up there monologuing for 7, and I love them for that, and I go there for that, but that's not what this show is about. So, JPEG J, can you speak to me? Or how's the giveaway doing? Is that what I'm doing right now? You got to retweet. You got to like. She's gonna screenshot. I think what at 6:55.
All right, what I'm going to do is, because the new Twitter API has just disabled it's a whole thing. I'm manually entering names into a name picker. I will be streaming that tab on our YouTube live, and we'll pick a winner in, let's say, 2 minutes. Last chance.
Wait, the new API thing, they got rid of the Twitter picker thing?
Well, you can use Twitter Picker for like retweets and likes, but you can't do it for comments.
Yeah. God damn.
God damn, they're making it so tough on us out here.
Elon!
Come on, give us the desktop version. We need that. Millie, you dropped down but came back up. If you had anything more to say, I want to give you that opportunity.
No, I was just fixing my mic. It was kind of messed up and I couldn't hear everybody earlier, but it's fixed now.
We love you that you came up here, and you guys got another great community member out there. And soon you will have another one, because I hope this hopper goes to somebody not in your community so they can expand out. God, this is another boring question I asked, but I have to ask it. I have to stay on brand. I asked this to all my guests. Shaka, what do you think? What would you like to see change in the space, or stay the same? Shit, we don't have to be all positive all the time.
I could be as negative as hell as possible. It's funny. I talked to my brother about this shit because he's like been into crypto for like 10 years. Not even 10 years, but a long time. And there's always like this fluctuation of like when the bear market hits, what people are attracted to and like what the thing is. So like right now, like obviously art isn't even important to anybody, and it's just like fudding and Ben.eth shit and like shitcoin stuff. So like it's funny seeing what is like put in the spotlight at this time, and all you got to do is obviously not a space like this, because like I told you before, like I haven't even had a host do this much research on me literally ever, which is fucking amazing. So I'm not even putting this into that category, but I'm saying like if you just go to like the top Twitter spaces that are happening, like usually shows 3, and that's like all you have to know about the NFT space right now, like what the state that we're in. It's just like crazy influencers that pretty much add nothing to the space, but crazy freaking headlines and fudding, and it like the relationships are made through really weird panels and debates that they have on Twitter Spaces. Like I don't even know if they're real life relationships. It's really weird, and I don't want to say that like real life relationships are in the NFT space are made through the enjoyment of art, because that's just not fair to say. But I think right now it's just like a really weird time. And sometimes I feel like I don't really relate to a lot of people right now, which is okay, because I have my friends and community members and other projects that are like where I can relate to really well. But I think right now, like the spotlight is focused in on something that I just can't relate to, which is okay. But I really hope like whenever the bull market, quote unquote, does come back, which I don't think it's going to come back like it did in 2021, but when it does come back, I really hope like there's kind of like an excitement for the positive things that are happening in the space and not so much the negative things. So that's what I hope. Yeah.
Wow. You know what? You like just did that, and you did second to last word all there. That was beautiful. And there's alpha that you listen. I appreciate the flowers on the research. I really don't want to fucking waste anybody's time. Time is something you cannot buy. If you could buy it, woohoo! I'd be buying it left and right. I would not be spending on Ethereum. I'd be buying more sand for my hourglass, baby. And one thing you did was you just are giving crazy alpha out there. I hope people are taking notes. he said that when he was at the Suzuki IRL event, he like made sure him and his team like changed their backgrounds on the phone to hoppers. That makes sense. You can just hit that side button. You're not looking like a clown putting in like a 10-digit password. You know what I mean? Like you got to get this elevator pitch down. First impressions are a big deal. You know, going out there in the business world, it's a lot like dating. You know what I'm saying? Big time on that.
Bro, I know we're short on time. I just want to say that this kind of came from like our shift on hoppers and like my confidence for this. Dude, I used to go to a bunch of events and this is going to sound terrible, but I would literally just have a drink in hand and just drink because I was uncomfortable socially. And I always figured like nobody wants to hear about my project. How many people do you hear at NFT events shilling their project? It's like, it's to the point where it's like, I didn't think anybody would take me seriously. But lately with like even our elevator pitches and like what I have to show for hoppers, I just go to these events now and I'm like, what kind of like weird guerrilla marketing stuff can we do? Like, can I make a bunch of stickers, make a bunch of freaking custom card deck cards that I can throw on the floor, like change our iPhone background to the hopper so I could just double click and show people. It's just a lot of little small things you could do that make a big difference. You know what I mean? But yeah, I will shut the hell up.
Yes, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Fully. No, I love it that we're keeping on time. We're definitely going to have you back on here. I hope I'm still around a year from now because I want to go back through all of my incredible guests a year from now, see where they are, see what they're doing. Again, provenance is about this show because you can listen to it back a few years from now. And we're not talking about number go up, go down. We're talking about people, real people behind these PFPs. JPEG J, I think you got our winners.
All right, I'm going to spin it now.
Let's spin it.
You're literally syncing with the website, which is hilarious. We got a winner.
Don't announce it. Because hold on. Jay and I, we got rugged one time doing one of these giveaways. You announce it, people go, they change their Twitter their thing real quick. Jay,
I know who it is, so I could always confirm too. I know who the real one is, so I can always confirm.
Okay, cool. So Jay, if you want to send me a screenshot of who it is, and I can reach out to them.
It's already streaming on the YouTube, so I'm sorry. It's
Are they good? I just didn't want to get rugged again. God. So we got a winner. Can they request up?
It's Wingjun.
Yo, come up here. Hit that request button. Come on up here, Wingjun. Wow, and your name fits your character too. You got wings. Fly on up to the stage, baby.
This is our DMV native as homie as well, so it's perfect that we had him win, which is great.
Love that.
Congrats.
Reward the holders. Well, you can stay down there. We can wave to you. We trust you. We trust Shaka's opinion. Oh my God, Shaka, you're gonna hate me. I got a tough one to end on, brother. I got a tough one to
Let's do it, dude. Tear me a new one. Let's do it.
Dogs or cats?
Cats, motherfucker.
Yes, thank God.
Yo! And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, I think that's it. We're gonna wrap it on up here. We love you. Tune in next week. Same day, same time, Thursday from 6 p.m. on the East Coast. We run it till 7 p.m. with my incredible co-host and producer, JPEG J. This is In the Web3, RugRadio. Shout out my audience if they're small. Well, they're not small today, so I won't shout you out, but I appreciate you, and I love you, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Love you guys. Good night.